Welcome in, everyone. It's Turner Niley back with David Krupski for another Best Ball Mania draft. Gonna line our pockets with another 2 mil, and hopefully not get the 9 spot this time. We get a little variety here, change it up. But David, pleasure to be back with you again, doing what we love.
Yeah. Good morning from here where I am as I'm traveling. But it's great to be on as usual, and looking forward to another draft, another good conversation.
Awesome. Yeah, me too. Excited. It's August. It's real draft season now, not just for DGens anymore. And, fantasy and football is upon us. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to the article you're about to put out here. Tell us more about it, David.
Yeah, sure. So, as I prepare for redraft, I start to really kind of grind a lot of different podcasts, a lot of different information. I run 3 to 5 days a week. And when I'm running, what I'm really doing is I'm running and listening to football podcasts.
Yes.
And, I got a buddy of mine who I've been, going back and forth with fantasy for years. So we talk. And so I've kind of just come up with, 10 people that for redraft at the current ADP, I'm just not buying in. And I have, a little bit of these guys in best ball because, I don't think anybody in the industry has all the answers. And I think if anybody says, well, I'm going to have 0% of these 10 guys in best ball, personally, I think that's a mistake. Yep. But for me, for redraft, you need to pick the guys that you think are going to do well. And this is something that I've kind of refined my strategy over the years, is that these are just guys that, even if they're sitting there, even if it's a 4 or 5 pick value, that I'm just not going to take them. Like they would have to be a round or 2 round value for me to even consider taking them.
Awesome. So any sneak peek on who some of these players might be?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you one. And I think might surprise some is Trey McBride.
Wow. All right.
I loved Trey McBride last year. I had him in so many different leagues. I was so overweight on him. I had 2 teams in the finals of the $125 best ball tournament on FFPC. Both teams had Trey McBride. I mean, we hit the nuts, right? We hit the nuts with him last year.
Definitely.
Remember that, Kyler couldn't hit him for a touchdown. Is that because he couldn't see over the O-line? I don't know. I mean, there are questions about whether or not he can reach, can actually see over the O-line.
Yeah.
But as soon as Kyler was hurt / benched, passed on and went to Brissett, and they realized that we're just going to start chucking the ball 50 times. Yeah, McBride got a lot more targets. I mean, obviously, right? And so did Michael Wilson. And, and I just think we just hit the right time to have McBride, because I think if Kyler stays in that team and continues to play week 10, week 12, week 13, I don't think we're having the same conversation. I don't think that we're seeing this huge breakout. And I just think we're going to see a little bit of a regression. I think they have 4 strong running backs now in the room, 3 if you don't want to count Trey Benson, that's fine. But I mean, they took the 3rd overall pick, Jeremiah Love. They're just moving towards a different type of team and focus, kind of more balanced. I just don't see them running as much. Just do not.
Yeah, I agree with Trey McBride. Or Trey McBride seems to be a pick that you're betting on repeat success in a system that is going to probably have Carson back at the end of the season.
Exactly.
And it's to me, it feels like a Bowers year. I mean, Loveland at his price seems like the better grab. And so, yeah, I feel you. It's a little scary to take McBride after he just, to your point, I mean,
yeah,
the nuts are there, man. Like, it's trying to capture lightning twice just is a fool's errand sometimes.
Right. And I mean, just to add to that point, right, DK and Underdog, his ADP, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
DK 25.9 as of, this morning, American time, Underdog 28.9. For FFPC, we're looking at 15,
Oh, wow.
right? And redraft
tight end
is
premium.
14.
Yeah.
Right. And so, tight end premium. I mean, you're talking, right at basically the 1-2 turn. I can't see it. And to your point, like Bowers, he's just a much better pick. And I just think you're paying this year for last year's stats, and we just have to be careful of that. Again, I like them. I have some of them in best ball. I mean, I'd be lying, if I didn't grab a couple shares of him, on FFPC, best ball, super flex. But for redraft, and I'm just passing.
Yep. Totally get it. And then we had some minor news today. We've got Bijan Robinson getting the bag and Zay Flowers getting the bag. I think no one was really overly concerned with Zay. I know Bijan, I don't think anyone doubted that there was going to be a deal done, but he seems to be the first one that blinks. So now Jahmyr Gibbs gets whatever he gets plus $1, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Allegedly, the only update I would say for that one is that there were discussions yesterday that maybe Gibbs and the Lions aren't very close, but I think now that we've got numbers on the table,
market.
I think that, and then it's just a matter of, hey, look what Bijan got. Am I not equal to him? Am I better than him? Right? Yes, likely Gibbs is going to want $1 more or 1,000 more or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're talking about your franchise player. You got rid of, Montgomery, and you brought in, Pacheco, who does a lot of pounding on the ground and not much running. So, I mean, this guy is going to be your workhorse. This guy is your franchise right now, and so they're going to pay him. Absolutely. I don't have any concerns. For Zay, no surprise, right? I've got Zay high up on my board. In fact, my buddy that I was mentioning that we do the high stakes stuff in FFPC, he was saying, he's like, I don't know about Zay. I'm like, my man, I'm sorry. Like, Zay is going to be the top target. I agree that Lamar may not run, quite like he used to. Maybe Lamar isn't, the pick this year. Maybe there's some, lost value there. But for Zay, I mean, who else they thrown to? Jacoby Lane, right? Elijah Surratt, no. Mark Andrews, no. I mean, it's Zay Flowers. He was strong last year. He will continue to be strong this year. Yeah. So good for him. But good for both of them, right? Good for them, the fact that they get paid.
They've earned it.
If a company's going to pay you and that's what they think you're worth, good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with Zay, he catches 3 more touchdowns. It's going to be like, gangbusters. All right, you ready to get into another Best Ball Mania draft?
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, let me get in here. Waiting to fill.
Hoping for something better than 9.
Yep. Let me get our situation all set up here.
Well, good. I did some FFPC. I did back-to-back best ball tournaments, the $125 one yesterday, and got in with this guy, Matt, he and I just end up getting in these drafts midweek sometimes at the same time. And so we both got late picks. And so we were actually having a discussion in the chat room, which most people don't, right? In FFPC, we had a discussion in the chat room.
Yeah.
And he loves the late picks. Like he loves the, you get obviously the top 2 picks of the top 15, 18 picks. I agree. He's got a lot of good points there. I just think this year you get your top 4. Right. And I know some people are kind of shying away from JSN at 5 and moving maybe to Bowers, for FFPC or even CMC. But yeah, they just, I just prefer 1 to 4. But I don't mind the back end from time to time.
Well, speaking of the back end, we moved down in the world. We're 110.
Well, I guess that guy he would be happy with this pick,
Yeah. Well, the usual suspects are flying off the board.
Of course, Yeah.
So we're going to be
1 to 4, and then JSN, Brown, I would imagine we'll probably see.
Yeah, we're going to be in the how are you feeling about Jefferson? We're probably going to be offered the opportunity here with Jefferson.
I'm fine with him in best ball. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm around 8%, 9%. If I go to 7%, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, so we're probably staring down CD, Jefferson. Oops, sorry, Cook or Barkley. Cook. I mean, Cook or Jeff. Cook.
I mean, it depends. Are we looking? Do we want to go? Because we'll have probably more running backs coming back. So we'll, if it just depends on, do we want to do the running back build?
Yeah, let's go a little different this time. Let's grab Jefferson.
Okay. Listening to Ben Gretsch recently, they were talking about Lamb, and he still really thinks Lamb is going to be strong this year. Really likes his talent. That he's been kind of nicked up a bit the last 2 years, and he's not concerned about his touchdown rate. So now we're looking at.
All right.
I like Walker, I like Brown. Both those guys are good. You could flip a coin on both of those.
Let's go.
Brown has great offense. Walker's going to get a lot of the run because Mahomes will not be 100% at the beginning of the year. He just won't, and that's okay.
Agreed. We went with Walker there. I've been drafting a lot of Chase Brown, so I like the little diversity there with Walker. Was doing some research and noticed, they were talking about, I forget who it was, but just how inefficient, obviously, Hunt and Gang were in the red zone, and how often they tried to run at the goal line. And, Ken Walker is efficiency. So, like, for me, like, there's a ton of upside into your point with Mahomes isn't ready or as effective to get at the gate. We're going to see a lot of Walker, especially in that, 5 zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt.
Back here. Right. We're going to be.
In my article, I talk about McBride, love going 210 there. I mean, he's such a great talent. I just don't know if I trust that donkey, Nathaniel Hackett.
He sucks. As a Jets fan.
I mean, this is the guy. This is the guy years ago when he was in Buffalo who said CJ Spiller is going to get fed the rock. He's going to get the ball 200 times. We're going to feed CJ Spiller. And they came out and they gave Fred Jackson the ball 250 times.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this guy talks, and I just ignore it. I really do.
Yeah. No. He's a product of the having Aaron Rodgers, like he's similar to Adam Gase, another former Jet coach, where, quarterback made his whole career basically.
Yeah.
All right. Olave. Devonta Smith. I was hoping he would make it back to us. All right. So we are staring down Egbuka, McConkey, Josh Allen, Javonte Williams, Tet.
I'm going with Egbuka or McConkey. Both of those guys are good. I have both. I'm taking both of those guys.
Okay, let's do Egbuka. I feel like he is definitively on an island there. I mean, Godwin was good, but is past his prime at this point. All right, coming back.
That's another guy I'll talk about in my article. He went 312. He's another one that's a good discussion.
Tet.
I was hoping Waddle would come back to us. I really like Waddle this year.
Me too. All right. Allen may be coming to us in the 4th. We're looking at Javonte at the end. You know me, I'm going to be hard pressed to not try to take Garrett here. Scat, I kind of like too. Jacobs, geez. All right, what are we thinking here?
If you want to do something different and go with Allen, he's a value. If you really want to go Wilson, I won't fight you on it. I don't love him, but I'm not going to fight him on best ball.
Okay, let's do Allen. Oh, and we got Josh Allen. There we go.
Okay.
deliberation, and he's picked. And there goes Garrett. Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen, locked to be QB1 or 2 for the last 6 years, 39 touchdowns combined, 6 straight years. I mean,
yeah,
he is as consistent as you can get. There's Scat.
So, as I was mentioned offline, my buddy and I started our Big Gorilla March, as we do every time this year. We started a little bit later, but we're doing one slow, and then we'll hit all the lives. And we debated on Josh Allen. We obviously have 6 hours, and so we went back and forth for a couple hours looking up information, and we ended up going with Josh Allen over. Either we started off running back, JT and Kenneth Walker, and so
nice.
And so Allen fell to us in the 4th, and so we're like, do we take him? Do we not take him? I mean, he's just a beast. I mean, he's good for FFPC 400 plus points if he stays healthy.
Yeah,
that is 50 points better than other quarterbacks. And so, extrapolate that over a 17-game season, you're looking at about 3 points a week. And, if you look at the finals for FFPC, man, 3 points a week, 9 points, 10 points can get you from spot 300 to spot 50, right? In those 3 weeks, 10 extra points. And Allen's a guy that can explode in the playoffs. His playoff schedule's pretty strong this year, week 15 to 17. So he's a guy that we just couldn't say no to.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the quarterbacks in general seem to be at a discount, at least the elite ones this year. It's hard to pass up. You're not having to take Allen in the 2nd anymore, or even early 3rd. It's pretty nice.
But I think it's important. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Devontae Adams going off the board. Go for it. We're about to be on the clock here. Let me just bring up the players real quick. DJ Moore. I mean, we can grab the stack.
Moore and Watson are good for me. I mean, I like Tyson as well. I've been taking a little bit less at Tate and Odunze, but Moore's fine here, especially with the hookup. I'd say go for it.
Okay. Yeah, let's get the stack. All right. Yeah, I definitely was tempted. Obviously, Watson is getting a lot of steam from the analyst community. He was awesome, obviously, coming back last year from injury. If he comes back around, I'm happy to grab him. Jordan Tyson, though, could be in our wheelhouse here, or Tyler Warren. Brian Thomas, I think I'm going to pass on for right now.
I'll have very little of him. I'm not going to fight somebody if they really want to take him as like a 4th wide receiver. But if I've gone running back heavy and then took a quarterback, I don't want Brian Thomas as like my wide receiver too. There's just too many mouths to feed right now.
All right, so we got Rome Odunze, like that, or we're talking Jalen Warren here in the running back room. We're only at.
I'm good with the Odunze. Tyson's fine, or we can go with Warren. I mean, if we want to go, just stay with the wide receiver heavy, go with the Odunze. It's fine.
All right, let's try it out. Ooh. We got. It's frozen. All right, hold on. There we go. We got Odunze. That was weird. It said you missed your pick, and then it was frozen. All right, Rome Odunze on the board. All right, we are wide receiver heavy here. We're staring at Justin Jefferson, Agbuka, Moore, and Odunze. It's really strong wide receiver room. Obviously, we get running back as a result. Kenneth Walker is a good start. And then we've obviously got the man himself, Josh Allen, leading the way for us at quarterback. Let's take a look real quick. Let's just take a scout at what the running backs are. We're going to be looking at the Jalen Warren, Tony Pollard, Ramondre, Dowdle. Any of these guys tickling your fancy here?
So I've been taking a lot of Ramondre.
I like it.
And then after listening to Gretsch talk about what Mondre did last year and TreVeyon Henderson, it did make me question how overweight I am on Mondre. Pat Thorman and I actually will go back and forth every time there's a Mondre post or something. I always add Pat Thorman as a good laugh because we know that we've taken so much of him. This is, since this is half point PPR, someone like Warren, who's going to catch a ton of passes, the value isn't as strong here. Mondre gets touchdowns. I think he just wins. So, obviously it's not going to be somebody that's there. Pollard's okay. He's fine. He's a fine pick. Chuba Hubbard, what is going to that team? I just don't know. I just don't know. For best ball, I think he just went right.
Yeah,
I think I have a good amount of him, right around 8-9%. But is that really somebody? Am I targeting him in redraft? Absolutely not. I honestly, I don't want any Carolina Panthers on my team.
Oh, there's Tony.
And I think Tet's a great talent, but I just don't want him on my team for redraft.
So let's take a
look.
So
what are we looking for? So running back, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so we've got there goes Dowdle. We're looking at probably Brooks or Dobbins, Corum, Harvey, Gainwell, Rashad White. I
would say Harvey's fine. Like we're just, I would assume we're going to double tap here, right? So I would say, because we are a little weaker on running back at this point, being round 8, we only have one. Round 7, sorry, only one. Yeah. So I'd say let's go running back Harvey.
Grab him. Maybe we can even.
Then let's.
Oh, we've got Brooks. Obviously, he's been the darling of the analyst community. He could be coming back. Corum, Dobbins. Rashad White, likely the starter. We could grab a starter there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are we sure about that?
He's getting the starter reps.
These guys. Corum, Monongai. So the one thing about White is, half point PPR versus full point PPR, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just think he's better than JCM. Corum's gone. We got Dobbins. We could lock up the Denver backfield if we wanted to, or we go Rashad White.
I'm fine with White. If I won't fight. I won't fight White on best ball. It's fine.
All right.
I don't have a lot of them on half point PPR best ball, but
yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, PPR he's way more sexy for what he's worth here. He goes from a 3 to a 5 on the beer goggle scale, but I just feel like I guess I'm not convinced Bill is better than White, and I know White has been ragged on early in his career, but he was actually decent last year. And
coaches love him, right? Yeah. He gets on the field, but if you look at his metrics and you look at what he's done, he's okay. He's fine, right? He's absolutely fine.
All right, let's see what we're looking at here. Coming back around here. So yeah, we're gonna be back. Maybe looking at a Jordan Mason if we think he's going to lead the backfield, at least maybe fall into the end zone. You got Kenny Gainwell. We want to hit running back
Gainwell's
again.
Fine, yeah.
Or Fanning comes back around. I'd be interested in him. Pittman maybe there as well. We could grab Kyler Murray. We could probably wait before we come back for that second turn if we want to get the stack with Jefferson.
Yeah. The stack's not always, if he's there, I won't reach too far for stacks. But I do stack, and I definitely, I also, look for that week 17 correlation. That's helped me in, 2 years ago and last year in best ball, getting, hitting some money, some bigger money as a result. It's, the correlation in the stacks, right? So, did I break down every single team, whether or not it worked for every single team? No, you're looking at the end, basically. Who has time to look at 400 teams? But
yeah. There goes Fannin. All right. Let me bring up the players here. All right. So obviously a lot of QB here. Kenny Gainwell. Should we just Gainwell Mason?
Fine. Gainwell, Mason are both fine in half point PPR. Yeah, Gainwell did well.
All right, let's grab Kenny.
I realized he was getting dump off from Aaron Rodgers, who was afraid to get hit. So
yeah,
this he benefited from that, both him and Warren, right?
All right, so now we're coming back around. Again, we could grab Kyler here if we wanted to. Coming back around, we could grab Golden or Wandale, Jordan Mason, and
So here's the thing: like, I wouldn't pass on Purdy or Goff for Murray.
Yep, that's fair.
Like, I like, if we want a quarterback, I'd be fine with taking Purdy unstacked. We can grab Debo later if we want to. We could grab Stribling. Kittle's still out there. Like, we still have some guys. Like, I would say if Purdy's there, I'm fine with if we want to grab another one. But then I think maybe we only do a 2 quarterback build here.
Yep.
If we're going to
or is there anyone else that's, do we want to grab a Mason here?
We could. I mean, we do have 4. We have 4 running backs. So I'm fine with another quarterback grabbing it. But I mean, we want Allen to start, right? So that's the thing.
All right, let's grab
Purdy. I'm fine
here.
But I think Purdy's fine. But I think this then becomes a 2 quarterback build. I think we just speak, with the, we have Allen around 4 and around 10 pick on quarterback. I would say most likely we're done. Actually, Kittle just went right before Purdy.
Yep. All right, and then we're still without a tight end.
Substation aside, I think Purdy will be fine.
Yep. All right, let's see here. Roster wise, again, we've got Allen and Purdy as a quarterbacks. Pretty strong there. We've got Walker, Harvey, Rashad White, and Kenny Gainwell. And then as a running backs, receivers, Jefferson, Egbuka, Moore, and Adunze. Let's maybe take a look just real quick at tight ends here. We're looking at Kelsey, Kincaid, Likely, Ferguson. Any of those guys make you moist?
No. I mean, Kelsey, how's he going to do this year? He's old, right? I mean, that's
going to be 37 or whatever he is, or he's already 37. Yeah.
36 now, or he turns 36 in the season. I mean, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a married man now. Good for him.
Yep, he's content.
Yeah, he's 36, turns 37 October 5th. So yeah. Likely Likely's okay. I mean, I think we're just gonna end up going a little late. Like, there's some good guys that we can grab late.
Yep.
Even somebody like Terrence Ferguson. I like the tight ends from the Rams, Parkinson.
Yep.
Freiermuth, all that man does is catch touchdowns, right? There's, for Underdog, there's some tight ends available that we can really kind of say, okay, we've got our 2 quarterbacks. Let's get a few more running backs, wide receivers, and then let's just hit 3 or even 4 tight ends and call it a day.
Yeah.
We're at that point, you're looking for tight ends to score touchdowns, and that's it.
Yep.
You just want to make sure that you've got your bases covered on that.
Yeah. Yeah, just rotating touchdowns between them, hopefully, week to week.
But the one thing that's nice is you see that since Kelsey's gone, no one else has gone yet, right? I mean, we've got, and so 2 picks to go. You can even look at everybody's tight end room. There's only one team that has 2, and there are still, with ourselves and one other team that doesn't have a tight end. A tight end is just not seen as an important position on Underdog.
There goes Goddard. Okay, we're gonna be up here. We'll obviously faced with Kincaid, Likely, Ferguson, Jake, Stephon Diggs, Keaton Mitchell, Travis.
So Kincaid for the hookup.
What's that?
I said Kincaid for the hookup's fine.
Okay,
but he'll be route limited for sure.
Yes, yeah. I mean, was it 60% of the routes he was running last year? So,
and they're not anticipating more than that.
What do you think about trying to grab Debo here on this turn?
I'm fine with it.
All right, there goes Baker. Shaheed. Have you been picking up any Shaheed? I've yet to be able to pull the trigger on him.
A little bit. It's a wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6, sometimes stacked with Darnold. Since I do a lot of superflex on FFPC, I've got Darnold. So I've been picking a little bit in the year. Here he's okay. Yeah, I'm fine with Tebow.
Welcome to the team.
I'm gonna grab a little bit of him, a little bit of Stribling. I mean, this to quote Pat Corain was on. I mean, if you listen to him, then they were talking about Stribling all the time. This is like months ago, as I told you as I was running. I mean, all they would do is talk about Stribling. And it was like they would even joke and say, like, how long can we make it into this podcast before we talk about Stribling? And how long do we take till we talk about Stribling? And hey, did we mention Stribling yet? And sure enough, now it's like now he's got an opportunity. And Crane's like, look, he could suck. He just could suck. We don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a reach, but we can't overlook his the value of that draft pick, right? He was a high draft pick.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Niners. Thank God they've hit on the picks that matter, the picks that save their lives. Like Lynch has survived some pretty crappy drafts, and obviously if he doesn't draft Brock Purdy, he probably doesn't have a job. The fact that he rolled the dice and Trey Lance, that didn't work, but with the last pick, I'll take Brock Purdy, and between that and the CMC trade, that's probably saved his bacon for a bit here, because I feel like they haven't really gotten most value out of their draft picks, similar to like the Jags.
I can't remember who said it. It was like basically, John Lynch has to sacrifice a 3rd round pick to the football gods every season, for finding his 1 or 2 values, and that's why he takes all these different running backs that were like, oh, this guy will be good. Oh wait, he won't. This guy will be good. Oh wait, he won't. This guy will be good. Oh wait, he won't. Right. I mean, some of it's injury related, right? Yeah. But I mean, still. You look, and honestly, every year we've been looking for the backup to CMC in case CMC goes down, and every year we pick incorrectly, and or CMC stays healthy that year, right?
Yep. Yeah, and now who did they draft? Kalen Black, who didn't even make it to the combine in the 3rd round, and who was it? Jordan James is hurt. He got substation, so.
Yep, and they brought in Khalil Herbert. Actually, signed him off the streets. This is to quote Pat Thorman. As soon as Jordan James got hurt, half a dozen running backs got off the couch and did 10 push-ups. So,
oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's one of the. He's always got some great tweets for sure.
All right, let's take a look.
All right, so we're looking at. Yes, we're good on quarterback. We have our 1 tight end. I'd say running back, wide receiver here, and then just pretty much all flex except for quarterback. I don't think, like I said, I think we're good. Jalen McMillions, Jennings, Boston, they're all okay. Like if you want a younger guy, Boston, the Cleveland's defense, we have to remember, is going to suck. I mean, they just traded Myles Garrett. Like there's a possibility that they're going to have to throw on that team to even remotely stay competitive, right? Yep. And so I think Watson has already thrown. I think just the other day 6 picks in practice, whatever. I mean, it's practice, but still, Shedeur Sanders is not the athlete that his dad was. I don't think they have the quarterback of the future in that room. Although was it Taylor Green? He's an interesting guy to watch. I don't know how much run he'll get. I don't think he'll be of any value in best ball, but he's an interesting name to watch.
Are you good with Kenyon Sadiq here?
Yeah. Well, he got injured, but I'm okay with it. He's fine. He had a hernia issue that popped back up. So I just think we'll just need to make sure we've got him covered. He's fine. He's such a freak athlete.
Yeah, elite, like ridiculous. So, obviously he's playing for the Jets. Yeah, he's playing for the Jets. So, we take that with a grain of salt, but he could be the number 2 target.
Yeah, I mean, I think as we've seen with with rookie tight ends, it is actually a mistake to think that they're not going to produce. Right, we saw this with a few different people like Laporta. And so Warren. Absolutely Warren. Yeah, Loveland at the end of last year. So I think Sadiq has definitely the opportunity. But Mason Taylor was a 2nd round pick last year. Yep. Can't forget that. copycat league. So we could definitely see, we could definitely see 2 tight end sets a little bit more from the Jets. I don't think Aaron Glenn, I don't have anything against the guy. I just don't think he's really innovative. So I could definitely see,
or Frank Reich.
I could definitely see, exactly. Yeah. What a combination those 2 guys are.
Those don't get you all excited.
The hottest hot seat, the Jets.
Oh God.
But I mean, I think if he gets over this hernia issue, he'll be fine. It's just something, we'll just have to make sure we have, at least 3 tight ends. We've got likely he'll be all right. We get Rob one more. And then if Sadiq, takes a couple weeks to kind of get ramped up, so be it.
All right. Let's see.
Again, this is Underdog. It's half point PPR. What we're looking for is tight end touchdowns, right? So if the guy makes 3 catches in the game and 2 of them are touchdowns, we've already hit, for Sadiq.
All right, let's look what we're honing in on here. So roster wise, we got 4 running backs: Walker, Harvey, White, Gainwell. So we could probably stand to do another running back. Receiver,
Agreed.
we're at 6 deep here. Jefferson, Egbuka, Moore, Adunze, Samuel, and Boston. And then our tight end room is Kincaid and Sadiq.
Yeah, I would say running back here would be good. We got 4 picks.
Who
running back? I'd say 2 of those would be running backs, 1 tight end, and then 1 we'll see.
Yeah, what do you think here? Robinson, take the Bijan backup, Ray Davis, or Tucker? Tucker's probably more in line to get goal line carries, although we already got Gainwell. I'm going to grab Robinson.
I'm fine with any of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Robinson's fine. I mean, I think Algier, if you look at how much work he got, there were periods of time where he got work. I know that the TR boys, they're probably some of the best in the projections. They really have Brian Robinson pushed up high, and they're not the type of group that's going to push the handcuff just to push it. So that tells you they think that he'll get some run.
What do you think about tight end now? We got
Hawk is fine.
Hawk
is fine.
Oop, he's gone.
Yeah.
So we're stuck here with Terrence.
Ferguson's fine. Yeah, okay. Fergie's fine.
Get Fergalicious here. All right.
Yep.
Do it. Yeah, that Rams tight end room just makes me nervous because I don't know who's gonna do it. Higbee's still there, right? And you got Parkinson's. I mean, obviously Ferguson.
Yeah.
Was he a 2nd or 3rd round pick? What was that? Or he was fairly high, I thought. And then they took the kid from Ohio State, Claire, as well this year.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to run 2 and 3 tight end sets, right? I think that's
that's the new hotness. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was Terrence Ferguson was the 46th overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. Not to be confused, he was also the 21st overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft by the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Wow,
that's something I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is that real? That's what AI says. I did not.
There's got to be 2 Terrence Fergusons or something like that.
Yeah, there must be. Yeah, there must be. So I was like, that 8 years. I mean, what is he like? Yeah, 16 at that time. That's a little weird. Yeah. Something's not right. Something's not right about that. That's why, man, AI. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so he was the 46th overall pick. So.
Yeah. So yeah, high draft capital. Yeah, I know that he's been the one getting more of the hype, and obviously has the thought of more potential. So I love it. We're the last couple picks here. So we've got 3 tight ends. We've got Kincaid, Sadiq, and Ferguson. Receiving room: Jefferson, Egbuka, Moore, Adunze, Samuel, and Boston. We've got Walker, Harvey, White, Gainwell, and Robinson as our running backs. Maybe be a good deal here to grab another one, but Allen and Purdy, we're locked in at QB with 2. I'm going to bring up the players here. All right, we got Sean Tucker. I don't know if he's going to make it to us here. We got a long road ahead. Tucker would be someone I'd be interested in. Mike Washington, Katron Allen.
So Katron Allen's interesting because I consider the Commanders' backfield, and we were talking about Rashad White, I consider Katron Allen to be a part of an ambiguous backfield, and you take the cheapest guy in an ambiguous backfield and see what happens. Allen has a chance to hammer out a role. Are we sure Bill was really good? I mean, I like Bill. Don't get me wrong, he's fun to watch. I think he's got a limited skill set. Rachaad White, he's pass catching back. So I'm just saying, like, Allen could be a guy that you get in the 17th, 18th round that gets a few spot starts and puts you over the top. I mean, he is, right. Tucker, if he gets goal line work,
he's gone.
If Bucky Irvin has another issue, I mean, that's just something with Tucker. I see that, it's at 17-3. So I'm fine with Katron.
You want to do Katron? Okay, we'll double tap Washington here. All right, welcome to the team. All right, so I feel pretty good that we're going to get a good share of the Washington backfield now. Okay, we're going to swing back around. Yeah. Any positional group you're targeting here?
No, I think here it's best value.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we already have, 6 wide receivers, 6 running backs. I mean, if we want, I don't think we need 4 tight ends. So I would say I'd say wide receiver. We do start 3 wide receivers here. Somebody like a Keenan Allen, if he signs. Cooper Kupp is fine. Ted Hurst, if we think he'll be good. I think any of these guys are solid.
You know me, I love myself some Keenan. Last pick too.
Go for it.
Yeah. Put him on the board.
Go for it. I mean, he signs, and look, he was okay last year, right? And he hasn't signed obviously anywhere yet, but there have been rumors to the Chargers. Please God, not to the Chargers. Just don't do that to my lad McConkey bags. I mean, but really, what we've heard is the Colts, right? I mean, Pierce's ankle. They got Downs. I mean, I think if Allen would sign there, but I would just kill Downs. Just kill Downs as value.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He'd be murdered.
Even with Warren would get hurt too. But I'd say it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, we went back to back K Allens there. So you're not having a stroke. But, yeah.
It's all good. Hey, I want to bring up one point because we were talking about the darling of some of the fantasy analysts right now, and I just want to put a pin in this, is Jonathan Brooks. So my man has carried the ball 9 times for 22 yards in 3 games in his entire career. That's not one game. That's his career. Right. And so I just think it's a lot of draft capital, in fantasy to put into a guy on a team that's not very good, on a team that lost, a starting lineman, late last year, and then lost another one this year to blood clots. Just that team has bad vibes, bad juju. Congratulations, you got Jonathan Brooks on your team on the Carolina Panthers, right? So.
Yep. Yeah, and to your point, like the steam, his price was pretty good early on, and now, like we saw in the last draft too, he went like in the 7th round. I'm like, you got to have a lot of faith that he's going to actually make it. And to your point, we've got no evidence of that,
Right.
So it's to me, it's a little bit too steamy at this point, but that wraps up our draft here. Let's go through the picks here. We took Jefferson first with Walker, followed by Egbuka. Then we moved on to locking in the best pick in any draft, Josh Allen, followed by the stack with DJ Moore, Rome Odunze. So just a really solid start at wide receiver. Then we got to cover our tails here on the running back side. So we tripled up here. We grabbed Harvey, Rachaad White, your favorite, and then Kenny Gainwell. And then we went back and grabbed Purdy, who hopefully will avoid injury for us. We started our first tight end here with Kincaid. We grabbed Samuel as a potential stack with Purdy, and obviously with him joining the team that seems to be riddled with injuries. Chase a little upside with Denzel Boston and Kenyon Sadiq. And then we grabbed the B Robinson, but not the right one, Brian Robinson on Atlanta. And then followed by Terrence Ferguson, don't call me Turd. And then Katron Allen and Keenan Allen, the Allen Bros, closing us out in our draft. I think I like this better than our last one with the 9-hole. I think, obviously running back is a little thin, but I feel like we've got some guys that can at least cover us with maybe a touchdown or some catches here. With our receivers obviously leading the pack, and Josh Allen doing what he does for any fantasy team.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a solid team, as we know. As we get into camp more and start to get into games, we'll learn more information. Some of these teams that we've drafted already will be dead. Some of these teams will start to look really good. And then it's really just I don't religiously look at all of my best ball drafts as I go throughout the season. I've got too much redraft and other things to do. But I do keep an eye on like, oh, this team's doing well. Well, who's on this team? Why is this team doing so well? I'm like, oh yeah, that's why. So you just don't want the same team 47 times. I mean, this is best ball. If you're doing a lot of teams, you want a good portfolio. If you're doing 10, 15, 20, then pick your favorite guys, pick the guys you think are going to be strong, right? Kind of in some ways treat it like a redraft, right? But if you have a lot of teams, if you're maxing out the puppies and BBM 7, then really you need to diversify your portfolio a little bit.
Love it. That's awesome advice, David. Appreciate you being a part of these drafts, doing with you, learning your takes, your viewpoints, countering with mine. Obviously, we got a lot of agreement, which I like. But I like to hear your side of some of these players as well. It's kind of why I love listening to content as well, is just that diversity of opinion and getting that, kind of getting out of your own head sometimes and seeing how people view certain players and their opportunities and their potential and potentially swaying you to something that's going to be gold for your roster. So David, again, thank you. Appreciate you being here.
No worries. Thank you. Appreciate it. Looking forward to the next one.
All right. Everyone, thanks for watching. And I would be at fault to say, if you like the video, subscribe, like us. And if you love content, there's no better place to consume content than TWIF. On TWIF, we organize all the conversation about players around your roster. We've got killer draft tools ready for you this season, and it's all free. Come sign up, get your free account, get access to all the tools, and be able to, just like David mentioned, passively research any player or sets of players you want, load them up in your playlist, listen to what up to 20, 30 analysts have to say about those players. So you get that diversity of opinion, you get all the takes, and so you're ready to hit the ground running, whether it's for the draft or whether you're making your roster moves in season or on TWIF. So thanks everyone. Until next time, be seeing you.